Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of the upgrades to the Harley Davidson 2023 Road Glide. So in part 1, you saw us switch out add some LED turn signal and headlight LED lights to the side bezels of the headlight. Such a simple install, took all about 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. Probably closer to 10, and we were able to successfully get those in there. They are cut out of the same plastic that comes on the Road Glide stock, but they added the LED lights in it, so it was literally plug and play. Awesome upgrade for 150 bucks. I mean, you know, to add anything to the bike, usually it's 100 bucks plus, anything like that. So really easy upgrade, great price point, and very happy about that. Today, parts are here, and really excited about that because I'm actually going to take you along for the ride. I've already done one of the lowers, at least to the point where it's at now, and I'm going to show you that, and then you'll see me unwrap the other lower and actually swap it out. So real quick, first look into advanblack's wrapping and how they ship things and quality. Everything came basically in a foam and then also wrapped in a plastic bag and then shipped it in a firm box that has done. So very happy with the way that they shipped all of this. So I'm going to go over this here in a few minutes of what this is, because that I haven't revealed yet. But so in the video part 1, I told you that we were doing some major upgrades, and speaker system is a big part of this. So what you're going to see here is the lower that I've already swapped out. So from advanblack, you do get a nice glove box, and I mean, it is nice. So if you're not wanting speakers into your lowers, it comes automatically with these glove box adapters, and honestly, very easy install at that point. You really only have to take off this piece here, which is the back plate that goes over the crash bar, and you can kind of see the hole there, and it's one screw that holds that in, but it is snug when it is in. Now, we did opt for the speaker pods, which is here. So they are painted as well as the rest of the lower. It does already come cut out, ready for your speakers. You guys are going to see that part done today. I'm going to go ahead and get those in so you can see them. And then there's a nice little air dam, so you can, open and close that right there. So really easy process. And again, I'm a very novice type person when it comes to accessories and different things like that. This is the back of the lower, or at least from the front of the bike, it'll be the front of the lower. So real excited about this. The only thing I'm still searching for, I did get the lights for this too, and so I will be looking into where those are, and even came with adapters for your speakers. So I'm hoping I don't have to use these, and it's not that that's a bad thing. It does help with letting a lot more speakers fit. So the problem is not the speaker itself, but I have seen on Advan's website and YouTube that there were certain speakers that the grill would not cover the speaker without the adapter. So it's nice that they do add that in there, so that way in case the brand of speaker that you choose does not fit, you can go ahead and use the adapter for a guarantee fit. So we will see with the speakers we bought what that looks like. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I've already done this one. I haven't put the back on. I'm actually questioning whether I will do that prior. I probably won't until we get it to the bike and put it on. And there's really no reason to put that back on. So I'm going to set you down here, and we're going to unwrap the other lower. I'm going to put this one out of the way and get started on the process of that one. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is get this out of the road. And I'm going to put the shirt out here. This just helps with, even when this plastic is on the nice wrapping, I want to make sure. All right. Put that in the box here. Okay. So this is how the lower comes. So again, the glove box already comes in. It's a nice little push open and decent storage. So, you know, like I said, if I wasn't a audio guy, the lowers are still very desirable, functional, and get some extra space. But the Road Glide comes with a lot of space. So for me, this wasn't a hard decision to go to the speaker pods, because I already have enough storage the way it is. So now, first thing you do to take this off is there is a little, and that's what I was looking for. Interesting. So with the glove box, the screw that holds the back plate on is really easy to locate. But obviously when you put the speaker pods in, it covers a lot of this up because you can't see it with the speaker in there, as with the glove box you can. So that will be something to remember on getting that in the right place. So that one screw comes off, your back plate comes out. Okay, so really easy. Like I said, I'm probably going to leave these off until we actually get the it on the bike. So here's your other speaker pod. Now the other thing is, so this comes for your vent. Okay, this is the arm that attaches, so that way you can open and close your vent. So there's 3 Starbit styled screws on the back side. So we're going to take those off first, and then we can actually take off the little bolt that holds this on, and we put it on the speaker pod, then you mount it back. So really easy process. Wrong thing here. But luckily the holes are very big for the star screw here. And then it just pulls out, so nice and easy there. Nice and easy there. And last one here. So what I like about, like I said, so far, I mean, I've heard nothing but great reviews on their product. I actually went to a Harley dealer, and he even stamped advanblack as a quality product. And that's big because you can get a lot of aftermarket stuff for your bike, but you don't want to lose quality in the process. And just feeling these lowers, I mean, it feels very similar to the fairing and the rest of the bike. So they're using similar components, which makes them higher quality. Very happy with the paint. I don't see any runs anywhere. Matches perfectly, which they do advertise on their website. So definitely a good thing there. So once you undo those 3, you are going to open this, and then there is going to be the arm there. So we're going to flip this over here, and then as you move the arm, you'll be able to hand loosen this screw. So luckily, like I said, I went through the first one without filming, so I can know what I'm doing here. And you just loosen this with your hand, and it'll come off, and your new one will go back on the same way. And a lot of people would question, well, is it going to be a guaranteed tight fit? After you filter it through, it does become tight. So hand tight is all you need. Okay, and you'll feel it come off. And our glove box is officially out of the lower. And this will probably be something that I look to maybe sell, or as far as the glove boxes, or just keep around in case I ever decided to switch. But that's not the goal by any means. because again, I'm a very big audio person. So this did take me some time to get this started. You definitely want it to, you know, go on right the first time, but it is one of those things that it does take a little bit of time to get it to go on, but you'll feel it kind of grab, and then from there you just kind of got to keep playing with it, and the screws goes down in there as you get it in a good position where it's noticing it's correct. Tight here, and then just double checking myself. Now you've got a flush fit to put your star bits back in, and voila, you've got yourself the speaker. Okay, so we have got our speaker pod in, and we've got that done. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you, and this is my first look because I haven't seen it either, is the new speaker bag lids. So we did a 2 to 8 speaker system. Now this is the most speakers I've ever had on a bike, and I'm really excited about that. So originally we were going to do a tour pack, and in pricing that out, I was able to get so much more without the tour pack for the same money. So what we did is we got lowers, the LED turn indicators and headlights in the lowers. We got new bags. So we did stretch bags, which is going to match the bike perfectly. So it'll be upgraded to similar style to like a special bag, which is nice because I hate seeing my pipe on the side and the bag just doesn't look long enough. So we were able to get that and the lids for the same money as what the tour pack would have been. So I'm on and off with the tour pack. I mean, I see the advantages, and you definitely could add a sub or more speakers in there because, again, with you not having anything in your bags, or if you vice versa, which I had thought about, which is use that for storage and I can do subs in the bags. However, 8 speakers, the wattage we're pushing, I'm not going to have a problem. So decided to go that route, and then I just did a sissy bar for the backrest. I have not changed out the seat or anything yet. Obviously, there's so much you can do to a motorcycle, the wheel and different things. So I wanted to focus on getting the audio upgraded. That was my main goal, and making it look a lot better. Again, we did some lighting and different things there. So, but let's go ahead and unveil these speaker lids and take a look. Now, a lot of times when you're looking at parts for your bike, you know, normally a speaker bag lids costs $800 for the set for 2. This on advanblack gives you 2 6x9s on each lid for $279. So if you get a Harley, they're $413, and I think that's for one. I would have to double check that. However, this for $279 gives you both. So this here looks like tubing. I'm assuming this could be for your wiring because this has some adhesive on the backside here. So once we get the bags on and everything together, I'm assuming that's what these tubes are for because there's 2 in each one. So nice to know that because this protects the wiring, plus it should help with not having any disconnection on that. It also comes with these, which I haven't figured this out yet, but I'm going to assume that this has something to do with your lid to bag support, because from Harley has a nice Harley kind of stop there, but you cannot use those with these lids because the 6x9s, there's just not enough room for it. So I think that's what this is for. We'll definitely look into that. And then it comes with, let's see what this is. Looks like the mounting hardware. So nice little bag here full of the goodies. And look at that. Now, for me personally, I like a stock lid look. There's nothing against somebody that has elevated speakers on their lids where they're exposed, but for me, this is what I wanted. Now, originally, I was going to do a cut on my bags, the lids, for just 2 speakers. It's really not hard, and if you're considering that, do it, because now a lot of these speaker bag lids, going to a rear speaker, you don't even have to buy lids, and you actually can get a template with your rear speakers, and it actually allows you to cut. And I've watched plenty of videos, and that was what I was planning on doing when I was going to get the tour pack. But again, taking the tour pack off, getting the lowers and everything as well, this made more sense to me, and I already got a finished product. I didn't have to worry about putting in the holsters for the speakers. I know that's not the name for it, but that's what I'm going to call them. So everything's already cut. You've already got the vents for the lids, which looks awesome. And you still get that stock look when it comes to how they're going to actually look on the bag. So super excited about this. Now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to get some speakers here. Going to go over those with you and maybe even mount a couple of them in here. Okay, so we have shown you the majority of the parts. I'm actually not going to unveil the bags today because there's really nothing that I need to do in there right now. So I'm just going to leave them in the box all sealed up. And when we get it to the bike, that's when we'll talk about that. However, I did bring in the audio so you can see it. And I think we're going to go ahead and try to put the pods in, speakers in the pods, and also unveil the 6x9s and maybe even get those mounted. That's about as much as I can do today. However, I wanted to show you guys this because when it comes to audio, there's a ton of opinions, ton of different options out there. I mean, there's speakers galore. And honestly, in my opinion, get what you know, and that you, if you don't know yet, because maybe your first system, look at all the reviews, look at the different options that you have, and something that's going to make you happy. You're going to have 10 different answers to 10 different people when you go ask them, what do I get? So Harley is partnered with Rockford Fosgate, so that's what they push, their amps, their speakers. What I have learned is every speaker, or at least most brands of speakers, make a quality speaker. So when you go online and you see a speaker for $20, that doesn't mean it's a bad speaker. It just depends on what you're looking for. I mean, what is the wattage? What is the ohms? What amp are you going to need to be able to push the power that it says it can do? All of these things matter when it comes to a speaker system. If you just upgrade your speakers, that doesn't mean you're going to get better power. The amp behind it is over half the battle to what your speakers can do. So I'm a very big researcher when it comes to things, especially on a build that I'm trying to do myself, and my buddy Joe's helped me out with. He was with me for the lights. The bike's in his garage, and we've got he actually bought 2 new speakers because he had one blown, so all he has to do is plug and play those 2, and he's back up and running full speed. So but on a build like this, yes, it can get very expensive, and that's the other thing you have to factor. I've got friends of mine that, they love Cicada, and that's what they want to push, and there's nothing wrong with that. Cicada might be a little better brand than PRV. However, for me, when you're buying all these parts, then you're buying all the audio, then, like I need my radio flashed. Some people tell you need a DSP. Some people tell you don't need a DSP. There's a ton of different factors to a radio and an audio system. Now, the other thing I will tell you is, for me personally, I am not trying to win audio competitions. I'm not trying to go to a custom audio, sound off and hope that I win. This was something, I'm an audio nut. I love music. I love writing to music. And so for me, I didn't care as much about the brand, but as much about the power that it does and making sure it's going to be a high quality sound. And I have been around buddies of mine and people that have had PRVs in their bags and or their system, and it sounded great. Now, something that PRVs just came out with not too long ago is marine grade. And on a bike, that's what you prefer, because if you get caught in the elements, it's raining, you don't want your speakers to get, destroyed because you don't have marine grade quality speakers. Now, unfortunately, the only downgrade to these lids, okay, is they do say they cannot fit marine grade speakers. Now, I'm assuming it's because either of the style or size of the 6x9s that marine grade comes with. Maybe it's the way they mount. I'm not 100% sure, but you can get covers or a way to still kind of seal off that to protect your speakers. So 4 of the 8 speakers that we went with are not marine grade because of fitment issues. So obviously with the vents and air, that's something that I'm going to have to look into, even though I really don't ride where it's even a chance of rain, and I don't ride very far when it comes to normality. We have kids, we have other things we're doing. So, where I used to ride all the time and put 5,000 to 10,000 miles a year on a bike, now I'm pushing 1 to 3 or something. I mean, we're going to have our second child, and, my wife rides too, so we want to make sure she gets ride quality, and stay tuned for that because we are upgrading her to a speaker system on a bike that has no fairing currently. So that'll be a really cool video to check out. So make sure you're staying in for that. We also are going to audio upgrade the Caddy. So a lot of sound going into Dream Garage this spring. So a lot of cool things. And these are a lot more steps towards a finished product on the bike. There's one more part that I would like to do, but it's going to depend on pricing and if I can find the right deal. So again, when you're looking at speakers, you're looking at upgrades to your bike, go with what you are happy with. Nobody else is paying for it but you, and nobody else is going to ride with it but you when it comes to you being on it every day. So, that's my best advice, because there's people that can draw you towards something, and not saying it's a bad idea or that they're not thinking in your best interest, but there is a price tag. Going from the PRVs at a discounted rate to the cicadas was going to cost me almost double what I got out of the PRVs, and these are very high wattage speakers. So I decided to stick with those. I didn't really see the advantage, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I ride these for a while and I'm like, man, the cicadas is it, or maybe an upgraded Rockford Fosgate or JL or something like that. But what I got out of this and all the research I've done, I think I'm going to be beyond happy with what I got. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unveil a speaker or two here and kind of see what we're looking at. Now, the 6.5s that we did, again, are marine grade, and they are also carbon fiber speakers. So this is a new speaker, and these run 400 watts in RMS power. So a lot per speaker. I mean, that's 2,000 or 1,600 watts just in the 6.5s. So this collective system is going to be running 3,600 watts of RMS power. That is a ton of power. So, that's, like I said, that's another reason why I felt comfortable sticking with this, because this is beyond necessary, I guess, when it comes to that, but definitely something I wanted for quality. So PRVs, like I said, I've ran these before. Unless I can find another great deal, that's probably what I'm going to run on the car too, or her bike. Just depends on size, because again, there are certain sizes like JL. They're one of the only brands that makes an 8.8 speaker, and that's what my buddy Joe has on his lids, are 8.8. So he had to end up going back to the JL to get the same quality he had and the same size. So you don't want to downgrade in size, especially like this lid doesn't have the speakers showing, but on his it does. So if he would have went down to an 8, it would have fit, but it would have left a lot bigger gap. So it's all preference at the end of the day. So we're only going to be putting these 2 in to the pods because the other 2 go in the fairing and the bike is not here. So let's get this open here. And it does come with all of the dimensions of the speaker. So that's nice because you kind of get to know what you're getting if you haven't already reviewed them, which I did that prior to buying, so I already knew what I was getting. So this does have a nice speaker grill to it as well. So like I said, this is a carbon fiber speaker, and you can see the nice patterns here in the speaker and tweeter. So the very nice speaker has your little push pins here for your wiring for your speaker wire. So it's actually on the lowers, you are going to see it just like this. So on the lowers, the speakers are exposed, but on this build, those will be the only 2 that are not already in the bags or in the fairing, so you can't see the speakers as well. Okay. Now, I didn't need carbon fiber, but again, they were marine grade, and I did want as high of a quality of speaker that I was getting as I could. So I didn't budget buy everything. I mean, obviously I spent the money to get quality, but the 6x9s are a lot cheaper than these because marine grade and the carbon fiber material that is in the speaker. So not a bad thing, just kind of a food for thought when you're looking into your speakers. But again, if you can get marine grade, that's always the best on a bike. Now these speakers sit pretty easy in there, but then they are heavy. So you know you have to kind of be careful here. The other thing is, probably should have the wiring on these before mounting them in. So these will probably not get put in today. I have the speaker wire here, but I don't want to screw this up, and then I got to take it back off. But I have a feeling that this adapter is going to have to be done for these lowers, which that's why I'm super thankful they included them, because yes, it is going to be, the speakers are going to be out further, which, I mean, yeah, for a fit and finish, it doesn't look as nice in my opinion, but because my bike is black, I don't think it's going to look bad. So what's going to happen here is there's a way that you put these on, so you're going to have them stick out. So now the speaker will sit above the pod. So if you look at the side, you can see the gap. But what this does is this allows you to put the grill on, no problem. Because now, and this isn't obviously fit exact where I need it, but you won't have a problem putting your covers on. So this is necessary, protects your speaker. You know, you hit something with your knee, you don't want that speaker to be exposed and you bust it, because then again, you got to fix it. So, so I am not going to put these in, understanding that, because the main reason is because on the lowers, there is a spot for your wiring to go through, because obviously with speaker wire, they're not that big. However, I don't want to mount these down and I have to take them all back out. There's just not a reason. So we're going to leave these alone. The speaker pods are in, so we've already done a lot of that. So we're going to leave that alone, and I'm going to put this back in the casing in the box so I don't damage anything. And then when we get to the third part of this build, which will be actually installing everything, that's when we will get this done. And I am hoping, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm really hoping for a one-day project and everything will be on the bike. Now again, one thing you cannot escape for power, if you were buying a Harley that has the radio in it, the newer radios are turned down, way down, for the speakers that they put in it. So your speakers that come with your bike are not high quality comparative. So that being said, there's not an amp, it's all radio pushed. And so when they do that, they turn down the radio. You have to reflash your radio. If you don't, these speakers aren't going to push any more power. No matter how many amps you have, it's not going to sound right. So you got to make sure you get that done. Now, my guy Scott, who big shout out to Scott, he got me a deal on the PRVs beyond internet pricing, which is nice. He's going to reflash it for me. Audio places do have the capability. If they have the right USB port, they can reflash your radio. You don't have to buy a separate radio. SoundStream is a good quality system. However, don't get pressured into buying a system or new radio on top of everything else you got to buy, because that's the number one thing. You might start hearing some people, I know Volunteer Audio pushes SoundStream, and they talk about, oh, you should go to this SoundStream because it's better. If you're pushing it right and you have the right tool and you can reflash the factory radio, which is all it calls for, you don't need it. The new radios are nice. No, I did not get the 12.3 inch screen as the new 2024s have. Kind of a bummer, but get it. I'm not going to upgrade for a radio for size. I mean, I never had a screen until this one, so not necessary, but it just looks cool. It just looks bigger. It's like a car system, which is neat, but you don't have to go to an aftermarket radio to get the power you need. So just be cognizant of that. And don't pay attention to if somebody tells you have to do that. It's the same thing with DSPs and anything else. Get multiple opinions. It's no different than anything else. Before you make a decision, call a couple places. You know, everybody's going to say their install's the best. Their quality's the best. They're going to always tell you the truth. The bottom line is you need to find somebody you can trust in any realm, ask them, and then check it. I called multiple places before I made a decision. You know, I called multiple places and I asked the same questions and I got different answers. And not everybody's going to give you the same answer. If they do, then that tells you that what you're asking makes sense to get. But in this case, I felt comfortable without the DSP. Again, I just didn't feel like I needed it with what I'm doing, and I was confirmed that the quality of sound that I'm looking for will be there. So I'm definitely happy with that. But so let's open up the 6x9s now and check out those. The 6x9s are even better wattage RMS. They're 500 watts per speaker. Now, the other thing I learned, and this might be just my problem, I'm used to things when they come in, when you want two, they price them as two. PRVs do not, they are per speaker. So I know some like JLs, they price them per pair. So just be cognizant of that too, because, you know, originally I thought I was paying half of this because I thought they came in pairs. They do not. This was a great buy. These 6x9s with 500 watts, 4 ohms, were under 50 bucks a piece. That's great. For 100 bucks a pair, 90 bucks a pair, that's awesome. But these are heavily weighted. So this is the 4 bullet. Don't be fooled by the price point. Don't think because this says 50 bucks that, oh my gosh, it's not going to be quality. But look at the magnet, the back. That's where the weight comes from, okay? So your top half from this up, I mean, that weighs less than a pound. But because of these weights, they're heavy. So that's another reason why it's very important that you're putting your safety stuff in for your lids, because if you just pop these open with no support, you can break the lids, and you don't want to do that. So let's see what we're looking at here. On each bag, you're going to have 2 of these. So they'll each mount 4 places here. and then you'll feel and see this. So it does take a little bit of bag space away, not near enough to be concerned. But you know, this is how they will be mounted. And then right here is for your positive negatives for your speaker wire. So again, I'm going to be looking through all this, but here's your watts and your ohms. So it tells you right on the back. And again, that is a very heavy 6x9. So we'll just make sure she's supported correctly, and I won't have to worry about it. That is all I'm going to cover today. But you guys got to see a lot. You got to see the pods. You got to see the way they came. Then adding the lowers with the pods. The only thing I haven't found yet is my lighting system for the pods. I wanted to get those on. And they might be in the bag box, and I didn't open that one. So, but I wanted to get this all together so that way when we go to Joe's, all I have to do is literally put them in, and then I am going to try to wire as much as I can. So that way Scott doesn't have to worry about that. It saves me some money, saves him some time, makes us both happy. Obviously, if I can't get it done, then I'll send it back. So I hope you guys are doing wonderful. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, the like and the share. If you have any comments or any questions, please let me know. Obviously, I'm learning and I'm sharing that experience with you. I'm not a professional, but I do feel confident that between YouTube and people's reviews and watching others, I can get this done in a positive way. The only thing I won't be able to do, because I had to do 2 amps, and that's the other question I didn't know, is with this kind of power, I assumed you needed 2 amps. So he is making a custom bracket for those. So what I'm hoping for is I can get everything wired to the amps, have everything zip tied secured, and then be able to write it to him when the weather breaks. And all he has to do is literally plug them, or if I don't already have them plugged in, plug them up to the amps on the mount and reflash the radio. That's my goal. We'll see if I can get there. But again, thank you guys so much for your support and your time. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And next time you'll see me, you'll be seeing the install process on the bike itself, which I'm excited about. So hope you guys have a great day.